Gemini, hello there, my friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading. It is still mid-June 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. And we're going to get it going immediately with a couple of oracle cards for you, my guides. Talk to me about Gemini in mid-June 2021. Also, I would just like to extend once again a very happy birthday to you Gemini Cancer cuspers. I know we're getting towards the end of Gemini season. I wish you all had a great one. I do. But let's get into these cards. We're just going to get you two, and they pop out immediately. Okay. So, yeah, we'll talk about them briefly. Then we'll get into the full tarot reading itself. And at the very end, I'm going to pull you a bonus spread with the Starseed Oracle to see what it is you might need to hear from the universe. Now, we have this card that represents Gemini to me, but we also have the card that represents time. Before we get too carried away with that, though, if you're new here, Gemini, I'll be speaking about the June subscriber surprise towards the end. You still have time to get your name in, so you might want to check that out. Now, if we look at this card, the reason it reminds me of Gemini is because it obviously has the twins there and two people looking through the same perspective. So a few different things show up, especially since this is a Gemini reading. It could talk about you harnessing your power, all the positive attributes that make Geminis great. This could talk about you standing in your power and taking it back in some form or fashion. Aside from that, though, it is all about perspective. You may need to look at certain situations through a different lens, a different way of seeing. Okay, so it's interesting. But as we move to the next card, we have this woman holding the hourglass. And if you look closely at it, the sand is slipping through her fingers. So I always feel like time is at play whenever this card shows up, whether it's just the passage of time, like something may have happened and a certain amount of time has elapsed. Maybe some of you feel like you're up against the clock in regards to time. It's a factor. So we're going to see how it all plays out in the rest of the reading. I just feel like I need to mention that whenever it's there. But let's get into tarot now. I'm going to get you three in the upright, then we'll intuitively clarify. So let's get a shuffle here for Gemini, please, my guide spirit team. What's going on with Gemini? Beautiful, beautiful Geminis, please. Now, last week's reading, I believe it was titled Big Revelation Incoming, which to me does talk about things coming to light, things that weren't known becoming known. But it could easily just be fast-moving, powerful energy around the collective. And I want to see if that's persisting here or if it's changed. We'll see. You know it's always shifting and changing. So let's see what's up with Gemini. Let's get three here for Gemini, please. Thank you. Okay. All right, Gemini. We start off with the Nine of Swords. Not sure how I feel about all this just yet, but we have the Nine of Swords in the front. We have the Devil in the center. Devil on the shoulder, Devil in the details. We'll explore it further, but we also have the Four of Wands on the back end. Could this be some sort of silver lining we're looking at? Could it be some sort of happy ending? Because we're starting this reading off with two rough types of energies, okay? And we're going to speak about them briefly. I'll give you some of the classic archetypes before we get the intuitive, juicier stuff. In position number one, the Nine of Swords could be a whole host of different things. And usually it's tied to someone's sleep, someone not being able to sleep, somebody having anxiety, somebody stressing about something. That's what we think of with this card. Someone who has a lot of things on the mind and is just playing over and over and over again. To me, though, in my style, I also feel like this could be spooky things. You might be getting little experiences with the supernatural whenever the Nine of Swords shows up, especially since we have the Devil here. Hopefully none of you are experiencing a haunting, but I just feel like I need to mention it, the supernatural with this card. Or it could just easily be someone not being able to sleep and stressing. Okay, we'll see what that's about. See what someone's really stressing about. The Devil, you might be tied to a Capricorn. If that's the case, that's where the story ends here because of the goat symbolism. But aside from that, we think of a lot of different things with this Devil card. It could be toxic situations. It could be toxicity. It could be obsessive ways of thinking. Once again, as I said, with this Nine of Swords, someone thinking, overthinking. This could easily be addictions, addictive tendencies. It could be a whole bunch of different things. You just have to choose what it is in your story. But trust me, if this Devil card came out and it rang a bell for something in your head, you know what this Devil's about then. But we will clarify and see what's going on there. And on the back end, we have the Four of Wands. Love this card. One of the most positive cards in the deck. Can talk about celebrations, happy times, marriages. It always has the 1111, the holy number within it. Beautiful. Stability. Could be matters of the home and family as well. So we have a lot of different things going on here that we will explore further. But this on the back end I could easily see as something turning out better than you thought, or, you know, you might be stressing about something, but in the end, it's actually okay. We'll see what it's all about, though. Let's jump in and clarify now. Oh my gods, please. Let's shuffle it up one more time here for Gemini. Now, this is where I go intuitive with the message, my friends, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research, rely on your knowledge of tarot, because as you know, all readings are about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's see what's up with this Nine of Swords. And yeah, just to state once again that these energies don't all have to be just coming from you. It could be people that you're energetically tied to. So let's see what's up with this Nine of Swords. Interesting, and I want to point this out before I clarify. I just noticed it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I said these two might be tied together. Notice in the Nine of Swords, that same devil's face is there. Okay, it's within the card. So there is a tie between these first two cards. I just want to mention that. I never noticed that before until right now, but let's see what this Nine of Swords is about. Interesting. Yeah, definitely beware of paranormal activity in this time, Gemini, for real. Okay, what do we got? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands under this Nine of Swords. So you might be tied to a fire sign that's really stressing, or you might be stressing about a fire sign. But this is generally an action card. I do feel like somebody is not liking the way something turned out. Or like they're not like, oh man, this is going off the rails, this is bad. Or yeah, that's just how it feels to me. If you're not dealing with a fire sign who's stressing out, this to me is someone really stressing about how something happened, a result of something. So just keep this in mind. Yeah, if it's not you, it is someone you're tied to, just in their head, thinking, especially tied in with this devil here, overthinking something. I do feel like this is a little bit of a warning here about stress and anxiety. Okay, like someone doesn't overdo it on themselves and really do some permanent damage. So there is a warning here. We're going to go in on the devil, though. We're not going to harp on that. We're not going to stay focused in on that. It is what it is, right? So it's an interesting energy to beware of. Stress, anxiety, and such. So let's see why the devil's here. Why is the devil here for Gemini, please? Why is the devil here? Six of Wands. Oh, yeah, this is someone who will do whatever it takes to win. Okay, that's the first intuitive thing that's coming to me, because usually the Six of Wands is victory-based. And notice, in this spread, 3 of the 5 cards are wands, that fiery, burning type of energy. Beware of conflicts in this time for sure. But this card of victory coming up under the devil, I feel someone playing a little dirty. Someone like who would use little dirty tricks and manipulations to get what it is they want. So if you're in any sort of situation with someone where you're competitive, or you're in a competitive situation, or going up against anybody in anything, just beware. They might use some dirty tricks here. Okay, I feel like there's big warnings in these first two here about the stress, but yeah, someone might use some underhanded tactics. This is very Seven of Swords feeling to me. So big warnings here in the beginning, but we're going to see what this Four of Wands is about. Yeah, dirty tricks, dirty tactics. All right, someone not playing by the rule book. Let's see what that Four of Wands is about, though. Then I'll give you a quick recap, then we'll get the message you need to hear from the universe, the bonus spread. Why is the Four of Wands here for Gemini, please? Definitely warnings here. Okay, yeah, you have the moon in reverse, so some of you might be tied to a Pisces here. Whenever the moon shows up in reverse, it's that energy of revelation showing up once again, okay? Just like it did last week. So if this reading's been hitting for you, you might want to watch last week's reading, the big revelation incoming, because it's showing up here once again. But I do feel like everything is going to become clear to you. Everything's going to be made known to you with this Four of Wands and this moon showing up in reverse. Because this card, to me, when it's in the upright, does speak of mystery and things staying secret. In the reverse, if you're not beefing with a Pisces, it could easily just be you finding out the details of something, all things being made known to you, and everything being okay in the end. So we have these big warnings here in the beginning, but I feel like this is okay. That, yeah, all will make sense, all will be known. And however that fits for your story, just I hope you take it and incorporate it, because it does feel positive to me. So if you'd kindly look down in the box, I'll give you a quick recap of what we got going on here. Lots of stuff. Position number 1, we have the Nine of Swords with the Knight of Wands in the upright. Interesting energy, but I also want to point out the tie-in between this devil and this Nine of Swords. That is connected for some reason. First alignment, someone really stressing. If you're not having issues with a fire sign, it's somebody not liking how something turned out, not liking the result of something, like not even liking consequences of certain actions, because this night is about action. Just keep these things in mind as we push further to the devil and the Six of Wands. Big warning here that if you're in a competitive situation or you're going up against somebody, beware of the tactics they'll use. This is somebody that will use every dirty trick in the book to get the upper hand. Okay, so keep that in mind, that warning there. It's important. On the back end, we have the Four of Wands with the moon showing up in reverse, that energy from last week showing up once again of revelation, things being made known, things being made clear, but everything being okay in the end, because that's a very holy, sturdy number. So we're going to get your bonus spread now. Very interesting this week, different from last week as well. And I'm going to shuffle it up here. We're going to see what Gemini needs to hear from the universe. Please, my guides. What's going on with my Gemini friends? Okay. And I like to use this deck, especially towards the end of interesting readings like this one, because it's optimistic and it's a little something from the light team, the bright team, that love and light. So let's see what Gemini needs to hear. Thank you. Okay, big picture thinking. And I feel like I spoke about it in the beginning with the Oracle cards. So we're getting that full circle tie back about perspective. We also have jump in, which talks of taking action. So we're briefly going to talk about these once again, just to tie everything together. And I'll give you the double feelings I have here. Big picture thinking, just like that Oracle, you might need to view situations from a lot of different perspectives. Okay, not just from your third person perspective, but see why this person may have done that, why this person reacted like this. Take yourself out of the situation and things you're going through as a neutral observer. Okay, I know that's easier said than done, but that could be very beneficial for you and whatever it is you're going through. Big picture thinking, just seeing the whole game in front of you. It says Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. So things might click for you. Just like I said, we had that revelation energy. So things might click for you and things will become clear. I love it. And you might have some good ideas in this time. Now, the jump in energy is exactly that. I feel like it's action oriented. It's the universe asking you to make some sort of move. If you've been dragging your feet, if you've been dragging your heels about anything, this is simply the universe just saying, okay, it's go time. Similar to the Judgment card. The literal meaning says Andromedan energy, adventure, say yes to change. Sometimes it is hard to say yes to change. Sometimes we fear that. It's natural as a human being. But you do know what is good for you in your life and what's not. So don't be afraid of those new cycles. Don't be afraid of those changes. Sometimes you do have to jump in. And Gemini, that's what I got for you, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the June subscriber surprise. It is still June, my friends, which means you have time to enter in the June subscriber surprise. This month, I'll be giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Light Seers Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, 2 simple things. As always, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you are at this point. And second, let me know down in the comments what your sun, moon, and rising sign are. If you don't know all of them, it's fine. Just tell me what you do know. You'll be entered to win. And I'll start you off like I did last week. My sun is Aries, my moon is Scorpio, and my rising sign is Pisces. And at the end of the month, I will pick the winners in my community tab. My friends, as always, much love, and thank you for spending time with me.